That's it, Chester. Come on. With every lift and every can we put in, that is another thing to send to food donations. You got it. 1, 2. Oh, wait, are we filming now? Oh, wait. I hope that everyone had a great Halloween. It felt just a bit too short for me, but I suppose we need to keep moving along on the Movie Monday train. So today, we're talking about Christian films. Hey, no! I see you there, dislike button. Don't just advertise your negativity before I have the chance to explain this. Go along. That's right. Back away, you punk. I'll be seeing you later. Where was I? Oh yes, Christian films. Actually, to be more specific, we're going to address the movie Priceless, created by the Christian band For King and Country. If you're utterly confused at this point, For King and Country mostly consists of 2 Australian brothers, Joel and Luke Smallbone. And they first made it big with their song Proof of Your Love back in 2013. From there they made 1 album, and then there were a lot of tours, another album, more tours, more hit songs, and now we have a movie from them, based on their song, Priceless. Okay, so they're Christian songwriters who made a movie. That's not exactly anything new. But it's what they did with their film that sets them apart, similar to what sets their music apart from most general Christian artists. Because let's be honest, most of that music pretty much sounds the same. To get a better idea of what I'm about to suggest, we now need to look into the history of Christian film. Hey! I see those eye rolls, people who may or may not be watching this. Just hang in there. Some of the best stuff in popular culture right now is made by Christians, for crying out loud. Which reminds me, why are the big-time ones named Scott? But we're not just talking about a Christian director that makes a film. We mean the films that are flat out in your face about their Christianity. Ever since The Great Commandment was released in 1941, Christian films have been spreading. But what is the purpose of these films? The definition states that a Christian film contains a Christian-themed message or moral, it's produced by Christian filmmakers, and it's directed at a Christian audience. And from that alone, we can begin to see why Christian films aren't generally well received by an average audience. Scott Deering of Relevant Magazine explains the issue with Christian films is having them directed at a pure Christian audience when a theatrical release should be meant for all kinds of audiences. That's one problem. Another problem is that most Christian films are on a low budget and they end up with a pedantic script and some are stock reject actors. And those things in any type of film would automatically work against it. The third issue is that despite being about God and Christian values triumphing over evil, there is never that much evil. Violence is non-existent. The main characters have nothing tearing them apart from the inside. In other words, the characters aren't relatable. So, in turn, the films aren't relatable either. So now that you've had that crash course in Christian films that most of you probably didn't want, let's return to the For King and Country film Priceless. The premise is that the main character, played by Joel Smallbone, I'm never going to get over that last name, is trying to regain the custody of his daughter, and he is in desperate need of money. So he takes this job to do a delivery with no questions asked until he discovers that the delivery is 2 Hispanic women and that he is unknowingly leading them into sex trafficking. From there, it's an inner and an outer battle for this character to decide what to do. I haven't had a chance to see the film, so I can't say much in details past what I've read about and what I've seen in the trailers, but I'm already starting to see some breaking trends from the standard Christian film. To start, it's violent. It doesn't go completely nuts with wild car chases and guns and bullets flying, but in one of the trailers, the main character's bashing some guy's head with a beer bottle. And that shows one very strong suit of this film. The main character is deeply flawed. He's in this horrible situation, and he is stuck there because of the actions he's decided to make for himself. No one got him into that situation but his own choices. And throughout the film, he has to decide which choices will lead him down a not-so-damaging path. And even then, it's not like he does a complete 180. He fights with other characters in the film over these decisions. You know, like a normal person would. And from those alone, we can begin to see how this film in particular breaks the standard mold of a Christian film. It has some violence, the characters are severely flawed and get stuck in their ruts. It shows a deep human side that most of these Christian films do not show. And right there, that one point is what makes Priceless stand out from other Christian films. It was difficult to find reviews that weren't from Christian sources, but I did find a few. For starters, at the moment, it has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the heck? 94? Really? That's crazy. And the review in Variety magazine states that Priceless achieves greater impact through understatement and implication than many other similarly plotted movies do with R-rated explicitness. There's still violence, but it's not so much that the movie begins to tell what is happening instead of show what is happening. And I always consider a story that shows and not tells a plus. Okay, so it's not a cookie-cutter Christian film, but does that mean it breaks the bad Christian film trend for future films to come? Well, probably not. Remember, the definition of a Christian film still makes them heavily geared towards pure Christian audiences, so we will still see a lot of the standard, sweet, fluffy stuff that those films often have. However, it's nice to see that there are a few Christian films out there trying to break the mold and do something more substantial that will hopefully reach a wider audience. And that is it for this Movie Monday. As always, if you want to go ahead and see more Movie Mondays, there will be a link around either on this side or that side. And if you want to see other stuff done by the Short Puppet Arts channel, there will be links around for that, as well as a subscribe button, which is nice. We have a subscribe button now, a bigger one, nice and big. And this lighting has been driving me crazy. Look at it. It keeps going in and out. I have inconveniently placed trees right outside, so every time the wind blows when it's sunny out, this happens. Hopefully it's not that distracting, but it kind of is.